Welcome to Dreamantic Tales, a channel for all things romance to help you escape the hectic drum of life and dive deep into the soothing cloud of storytelling. Sit back, relax, and let your imagination take you away on a dreamy adventure. Amelia stood on the balcony, the gentle breeze carrying the scent of the ocean. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting hues of pink and gold across the sky. Summer was slipping away, leaving behind a tapestry of memories and a heart that yearned for something more. In a sleepy coastal town, far from the chaos of the city, Amelia had sought solace and a chance to rediscover herself. She had escaped the demands of a busy career and the ache of a relationship that had lost its spark. But amid the quiet of the seaside, she found herself grappling with a new kind of restlessness. One evening, as the waves whispered secrets to the shore, Amelia decided to explore the town's charming streets. The local market was alive with colors and laughter, and it was there that her gaze landed on a small art stall. The paintings on display held a vibrancy that seemed to capture the very essence of life. Amelia's eyes were drawn to a particular piece, a painting of a sunflower field bathed in golden sunlight. She could almost feel the warmth of the sun on her skin as she stared at the canvas. Lost in the moment, she didn't notice the artist standing beside her until he cleared his throat. "Sunflowers have a way of chasing away the shadows," he said, his voice as soothing as the ocean breeze. Amelia turned to him, meeting a pair of eyes that held a depth she couldn't quite fathom. His smile was warm, genuine, as if he carried the sun within him. "They remind me of summer," she replied, her voice carrying a hint of nostalgia. He extended his hand and said, "I'm Finn." "Amelia," she replied, shaking his hand, the touch sending a pleasant shiver down her spine. As the days passed, Amelia and Finn's paths continued to cross. She found herself returning to the art stall, drawn not just to his paintings, but to the conversations that flowed effortlessly between them. Finn was an artist who saw beauty in the world around him, and he had a way of weaving words that painted pictures in Amelia's mind. One evening, as the sky blazed with the colors of sunset, Finn invited Amelia to join him for a walk along the beach. The sand was cool beneath their feet, and the crashing waves provided a rhythm to their steps. "It's funny," Finn began, his gaze fixed on the horizon, "how sometimes the most ordinary moments become the most cherished." Amelia nodded in agreement. "I've spent so much time chasing extraordinary experiences that I forgot to appreciate the small things." Finn turned to her, his eyes holding a mixture of empathy and understanding. "Life's beauty lies in the details. The way the sun sets, the sound of laughter, the way your heart quickens when you're near someone who matters." The vulnerability of his words touched Amelia's heart. She had always been a planner, someone who tried to control every aspect of her life. But in Finn's presence, she felt a yearning to let go, to embrace the uncertainty that came with living in the moment. As the weeks turned into months, Amelia and Finn's connection deepened. They shared late-night conversations under a blanket of stars, and Finn introduced Amelia to the joys of sketching the world around her. Through his guidance, she discovered that art was not just about capturing what she saw, but about expressing what she felt. One cool evening, as they sat on the balcony, Amelia shared a realization that had been stirring within her heart. "Finn, you've shown me a different way of living. A way that's filled with passion and authenticity. But I know that my time here is coming to an end." Finn's gaze held a mixture of sadness and acceptance. "You've brought a spark of summer into my life, Amelia. But I also know that some flames are meant to flicker for a while before they fade. As the days grew shorter and autumn painted the town in shades of amber, Amelia found herself torn between the world she had built and the one she had discovered with Finn. She knew that her return to the city was imminent, and the thought of leaving Finn behind filled her with a sense of longing she hadn't felt in a long time. On her last evening in the coastal town, Finn took Amelia to a secluded spot overlooking the ocean. The stars above shimmered like diamonds, and the waves whispered a bittersweet melody. "I'll remember this place," Amelia whispered, her voice carrying the weight of unspoken emotions. Finn turned to her, his eyes shimmering in the moonlight. "And I'll remember you, the woman who brought back the colors of summer." As their lips met in a kiss that tasted of salt and promises, Amelia felt a sense of completion, as if the universe had brought them together for a reason. Days turned into months, and Amelia returned to her city life. But the memories of that fading summer lingered like a cherished melody. Finn's paintings adorned the walls of her apartment, each stroke of the brush a reminder of the lessons he had taught her. One day, as she was sketching in the park, a stranger approached her. She didn't look up, but she could feel his gaze. A familiar feeling. "I'm sorry to interrupt," he said, "but I couldn't help but notice your sketches. They remind me of someone I met on the coast." Amelia's heart skipped a beat as she recognized the voice. She looked up and met Finn's gaze, the artist who had transformed her world. "Finn," she breathed, her voice carrying a mixture of surprise and delight. He smiled, a smile that held the echoes of that fading summer. "I've been chasing the sun to find you, Amelia." And in that moment, as the seasons changed and life circled back to where it had begun, Amelia realized that the warmth of summer could be found not just in the sun-kissed days, but in the love that had blossomed amidst the fading echoes of a season's end.